Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Don't Touch My Music podcast. I'm Kiana, and I'm here with my co host, Chardonnay.
Hi.
It is the final Thursday of the season.
Yes.
Before we take our little breaky break and come back with season 2. So today we said, let's do something chill. Let's do something fun. So we're basically going to interview each other, ask each other just a list of questions that we've had sitting in our little repertoire for literally since we started the podcast that we just never used because the opportunity never came up. So we're gonna use it now.
And it's gonna be more of a like discussion. So we're gonna be interviewing each other, but it's gonna be more of like a discussion and just talking freely about our experiences and things that
songs and albums and hypotheticals and real true life story or whatever.
She's like a real true life story. She's like MTV.
She said, what? But yeah. I don't know, should I ask the first question or do you want to ask the first question?
Go ahead, yeah.
Should I go? Okay. I feel like, we've touched on a lot of these things like randomly throughout episodes, especially in our little chit chat section on the Monday episodes.
Definitely, yeah.
But now it's like, we get to go into depth into things. Okay, so the first question that's here, by the way, these questions are just in like a very fucking random order.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the one that's there because I put it there, but I didn't put it there on purpose. It was just the first question I wrote down.
Yeah.
Okay, so what role does music play in your life?
Wow. Okay, so with music, for me it's very unexplainable. I'll try my best to explain it, but it's unexplainable because it's more of a feeling for me. But it plays like a huge role because being like a young child growing up, listening to a lot of music and being in that space and in that industry, singing and performing at multiple shows and so forth, like just watching artists perform on stage, via YouTube videos or whatever, or listening to them, I was like, wow, like I really want to do this someday, and then listening to the lyrics of the songs, I would also kind of relate with what certain artists would say, and then like hearing the melody, and previously, like I told you, like the melody would move me emotionally. Like, girl, I trying to find words how to explain to you what music means to me.
No, it's difficult.
It's so difficult because it's more of a feeling, and a feeling, whereas it touches a nerve on. Oh, how do I tell this to you? Yeah, girl. Like I'm like, how do I explain this to you? Because for me, it's watching artists perform, listening to their music and saying, wow, I want to do that too. And then apart from that, it's the lyrics I can relate to, and then it's the melody, and it's like the lyrics and the melody does something to me, which is unexplainable, but it like puts me in a mood and a vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I know exactly what you mean.
That's such a tough question.
Yeah, it's hard to explain it. It's hard to explain that. But I know exactly what you mean. That's crazy.
Yeah, like how would you explain it? Like how would you explain it?
Because I'm really looking at the question and I'm like, what an out of pocket question that I chose. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
When it comes to the role that music plays in my life, I think like if I just look at life so far, 28 years of life, I feel like music has always played like a supporting character role. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily the main role in my own life either. I kind of always think of like the people, my loved ones, as the main roles in my life. And then like the music is always the supporting actor. Because, and like we've touched on this before, I remember parts of my life depending on what I was listening to. I have a memory of driving home from school. I was in preschool at the time. Driving home from school in my mom's first car in Namibia, listening to a very specific track and falling asleep because it was so hot in the backseat. But that song is like one that I remember and I've always associated with like going home from school and like falling asleep in the car. Stuff like that. So it plays a very big supporting act role. And then when it comes to live music and like concerts and that kind of stuff, I always think of it as a release for me because there's nothing else I have to think about when I'm in there. It's just the music, everybody enjoying it with me. It's that sense of community. It's that sense of catharsis and like euphoria in a way because you can literally feel everything because the music is so loud. You feel the bass like in your throat type of thing. So yeah, I guess that's the best way that I could describe it. Like I don't really know how else to.
Yeah, for me, I don't know how else to explain mine as well because like I told you like previously in I think I can't remember which episode it was, but I told you like when I listen to music and whatever I'm going through at that moment, I associate my feelings with the song. So I guess in that sense as well, music plays a role whereas it invokes an emotion within me. Very often when I listen to it. And like I said, for me, it's the melody. The melody is what just touches an emotional part within me and it just moves me because I'm like, wow, like it's so crazy, like how someone could come up with a melody like that. And it's so like,
yeah.
So moving on to the second question, what would you say is your first memory of music?
This is like an open-ended question in a way because I have many first memories, but it's like it differs. Whereas like my first live music memory, my first like recollection of starting to be like, yo, this music shit is crazy and wanting to like collect everything and like start being like a fan of somebody. I also remember that type of thing. I think honestly, the earliest I can remember is Michael Jackson being my first music memory. When it was like his music videos, his songs and stuff. Because it was just a very big thing in my family. He and still is a very big deal in my family. And like, yeah, as a kid, I must have been like around 4 or something. I remember weekends were sometimes spent just watching Michael Jackson stuff, music videos, documentary type things, all of that. It was big things. So I think it's safe to say that that's like one of my first memories.
Okay. My first memory of music would have to be back in the day when they would have CDs played in the little radios, like the portable radios that you would carry. So my mom had one of those radios, and you could either enter your CD to the top or you could enter the cassette, below.
In the bottom,
In the bottom, right? So that's my first memory because my mom would buy like a bunch of like Beyonce CDs, Sean Paul CDs. We would also have like Spanish music, Latin music, and a few of reggae, a few reggae CDs as well in between. And I would always go and put those CDs or cassette tapes in the radio.
The boombox.
Yes, and I would play it, and then I would act like one of the artists. So like if it was Beyonce and Sean Paul, I would act like Sean Paul singing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm singing with Beyonce.
Exactly.
And also my cousin, we call her Shama. She had a rack of CDs with artists, and when I say a rack, like from top to bottom, a full rack. And the way how the rack was created, it was like you could have multiple CDs, like CD.
Yeah, we had one of those too.
Right. And she just had racks of CDs, and she had like a big stereo system.
Yeah.
And she loved reggae music. And I would always go to her house and play the CDs, or when I'm at her house, she would be playing, you know, the CDs, and I would listen to like a lot of reggae music, and that's how I
Mm.
learned a bit about reggae artists and so
Mm-hmm.
forth. So that would be my first memory of music. My mom buying all these CDs and cassettes that I would put into like this little boombox radio and act like one of the artists. And then my cousin having all these rack of CDs. And I would just go to her house and listen to them. Or if I do go to her house and she's already playing them, I would just listen to them with her. It's such a, it's such a, um, it's one of my favorite memories because it
Yeah.
was like my introduction to music
Mm-hmm.
itself, like learning the different genres and the different artists. And it's such a cool way to get into music because that's like
It
cassette
is.
CD tape shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
It
is.
wasn't radio for me. It was definitely not like radio
Yeah, no,
meaning like
same.
in a car radio, you know,
Yeah,
like
no.
shit like that. No, it was
No.
definitely like family, my mom at home, you know, so and Shama. So that's my first memory of music.
Okay. So next question. Can you name some songs that had a big impact on you?
Ooh.
Right?
These questions are really tough. Why were we gonna do this to our friends?
We're still gonna do it to them. Season 2 is there.
Um, what song has had a big impact on me? So I grew up singing gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as many artists would, grew up singing gospel music.
Yeah.
Um,
Choir.
and yeah, I definitely was a choir boy. I was in
Yeah.
the choir. Multiple choirs at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say some songs that have impacted me was mainly the gospel songs that I've started off with. Songs that had a big impact on me was Draw Me Close by Michael W. Smith. That's a
Mm-hmm.
gospel song. Step by Step. I cannot remember the name of that artist right now, that song Step by Step. And there was one more song, but I can't remember the song right now because that's years ago. Like I was so young. I was like 6 years old
Mm.
when I started singing those songs, and I started singing the song Draw Me Close because I entered into a school competition and the teachers was looking for a song that best suit my voice.
Mm.
And we came upon this song called Draw Me Close. And I was like, oh, okay, I think it's good. I think I can sing it. And then I started singing it. And then I sung it so well that it was like, yes, this is a song for you. And then I entered the competition with this song and I actually won the competition. And that was me winning my first ever singing competition at the age of 6 years old. Um, so that song had a big impact on me in terms of like music career
Mm-hmm.
wise, like with
Mm-hmm.
singing, because that was a song that broke me into music itself and being known for singing so well,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, at that time. And that was the only song that I sang at that time when anyone would ask me to sing. I was just singing that song on repeat because they was like, oh my God. Because at that time, they was like, oh, the boy that sings so sweet, the young
Yeah.
boy that sings so sweet, that has that beautiful voice. And I was always singing that song everywhere. But just the lyrics of the song, it was just talking about being closer to God and, you know,
Mm.
just growing spiritually and so forth. So, and at that time I was also in like a school, like I wouldn't say like a religious school.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would always be praying and singing gospel songs and so forth.
Mm.
So it has had a big impact on me, mainly with my music career, like with singing, because that was um all that I sang. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
nothing about Beyonce, nothing about Rihanna, nothing about all those persons, because before I started listening to them, I was
It
listening to
was
the
gospel.
gospel
Yeah.
stuff and I was
Yeah.
singing gospel stuff. So I would say that has had a big impact on me. The other songs, Step by Step, also had a big impact on me because I sang that song everywhere I go as well. And they even started playing it on the radio just because I sang that song
There you
every
go. Not
single
trying to be
morning.
setting trends as a
every
kid.
Listen, every single morning they would play Step by Step on the radio just because I sang that song Step by Step, and everyone loved it. I made everyone love that song
There you go.
because I sang it everywhere. And once I started singing it, they just started playing it on the radio. And I'm like, because of me, they are playing it on the radio every morning, every single morning. So yeah, those two songs, Draw Me Close by Michael W. Smith and Step by Step. I don't know the name of the artist, but yeah.
So for me, there's been like a few different times where I was like, like boom, by a song. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But the first song that I remember that made me feel something like in my heart and soul was the one that I was telling you about that I associate with driving home from school as a kid. It's called O Leãozinho. It's a Brazilian song by a singer called Caetano Veloso. And like, it's pretty. It's just like a pretty song.
Yeah.
And it's like acoustic. So it's just, the guy, Caetano Veloso, and like a guitar singing about a lion. And like, I don't know why I digested the lyrics the way that I did so early on. But literally every time I hear the song, my eyes want to start watering. So I don't listen to it very often.
Okay.
But it does make my heart like squeeze. I don't know. I think he just did a really good job at describing another person who in this case is being portrayed as a lion. Another person who brings you comfort, which is what music does for me in general.
Yeah.
So I guess that song specifically when I was a kid.
So the next question then would be, what did you grow up listening to?
Michael Jackson.
Like Michael Jackson.
Immediately.
Yeah. I also grew up listening to Michael Jackson as well. I grew up listening to Michael Jackson. Who else for you?
Michael Jackson, a lot of hip hop because of my brother and my uncle. Okay. So there was Biggie, there was Tupac, there was Eminem. Okay. There was, of course, some Destiny's Child thrown in there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
There was Cesaria Evora, who's Cape Verdean singer.
Okay.
There was Madonna. Like,
okay.
There was a lot of the pop girls.
For me,
and the pop boys.
For me, it was a bit of Tupac inside of it, a bit of Biggie, because I think my cousin had those songs and I would listen to it. And also, and the kind of mixtape CDs my mom would buy would have like different artists on it. So a bit of Tupac, a bit of Biggie. Definitely, what's that group called? TLC.
Bitch.
Growing up listening to TLC, a lot of Mary J. Blige. Destiny's Child for sure.
No, yeah, Destiny's Child, then into Beyonce, like was a straight pipeline.
Yes, there was so Destiny's Child for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, like you said, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and
well, we did a lot of Prince as well.
I haven't. We weren't so much with Prince, but a lot of Michael Jackson, yes, and then like I said, Whitney, and then Rihanna, and then Beyonce. So those were and Shakira.
Yes, Miss Madame Shakira.
Yeah.
Hey.
Growing up listening to Shakira. Oh my God, Usher.
Yes, Usher
growing
as well.
Listening to Usher. So those were like, it's a handful. Like
and it's like a mix of stuff as well.
Yeah. Also Sean Paul.
Oh, Sean Paul. Yes.
Growing up listening to a lot of Sean Paul. Because Sean Paul was like big back then. Like
listen, temperature. Let's get into
big,
it.
But let's talk about temperature. Listen. No, like Sean Paul.
Smash hit.
Yeah.
Learned the choreography and everything. Like, come on, man.
For real.
Fuck, who was it? Oh, I was gonna say Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Temptations. There was also a lot of that. But like all mixed. It wasn't ever like really we'd listen to one full album by these people. They were always in like we'd make mixtapes all the time.
Same.
The Course, which like my mom used to listen to. Take That, my mom used to listen to as well. A lot of that. Then I listened to a lot of like the Disney Channel kids as well. Early on was like the early not the early, like the 90s hip-hop R&B crew of people. Then the classics like Ray Charles, Prince, Michael Jackson. And then as a teenager it went more into the Disney Channel things, and then it also went into rock, and then it went into everything it possibly could go into.
Yeah.
Boy bands, girl bands, pop boys, the Jesse McCartneys and the things. So I went through the whole thing. She said all the things. I was in the
All the
mall.
things. Yeah.
Next question. I don't even know what the answer to that question is myself.
I have an answer for it.
Okay. What is the saddest song you've ever heard?
So the saddest song I've ever heard or listened to or still listen to is The Worst by Jhené Aiko.
Oh, bitch. Yeah, that is a
That
sad
song is so depressing, but it's so good. Like
Yeah.
it's so crazy. Like when I listen
I
to it,
remembered one.
it makes me so sad just listening to it because the lyrics, first of all, then secondly, like the melody, and then the way that the song is built, like the melody that it hits invokes a feeling for you to feel a certain way based on the lyrics that she's singing. It's so sad. Like every time I listen to it, I'm like, oh my god, no, Janae. But then I'm like, oh my
Feel
god,
you.
this is so good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Listen, because sometimes those sad songs hit.
they hit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's the saddest song for me.
So like sad songs, I know a lot of sad songs. So I'm just gonna say one of the sad songs, I guess, that I've heard. I wouldn't say it was the saddest only because like I can't remember most of them. But I remember when I heard the lyrics, like properly paid attention to the lyrics of this song, I was like, that's heartbreaking. And it's Michael Jackson's Have You Seen My Childhood? That song is devastating.
Wow.
It's devastating.
I need to listen to it now.
It's that one, and the one also that I remember being like, yo, that's a it's a fucked up story and it's sad, is Save Him by Justin Nozuka. Those are two songs that when I really deeped it, I was like, okay, but Save Him is like very easy to deep because it's just like blatantly there. Michael Jackson's one was because when I first heard it, I was looking at the music video. So I was just like watching the music video, which itself is also pretty sad, and not necessarily paying attention to the lyrics. But when I heard the song by itself without the music video and I heard the lyrics, I was like, yeah, okay, so it's just called Childhood. And it was the theme song for Free Willy 2. But lyrically, you can tell that it's based off of his life.
So with that being said, what is the happiest song you've ever heard, or the happiest song you've listened to that just makes you feel good?
Yeah, I was gonna say like in terms of lyrics, like there's so many you can go, like, because in terms of lyrics, bitch, I'm gonna straight up say Happy by Pharrell Williams. Like, come on.
I was also thinking that too.
But in terms of making me feel happiness, there are entirely too many. But the one that came off the top of my head is Crown by Chika. Bitch, that song makes my heart happy. I don't know why, but it does.
For me, I don't have a specific song because I like a range of songs. Like when I listen to a range of songs, they all just make me happy when I listen to like multiple songs together. Exactly. Because it's like,
I literally have a whole playlist of songs that just make me feel happy.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, I like this, and then I like this, and then I like this, and I want to listen to all of them like together, like, well, not literally together, but like after each other. I'm like, okay, I feel happy, I feel complete, I like it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think a song at that time that made me really happy was Fresh Out the Runway from Rihanna.
That is a good happy song.
Just because it's just giving
happiness,
energy. Like, I'm here, I'm present, I'm
revitalizing.
Yes. So I would definitely say Fresh Out the Runway from Rihanna. But it's like multiple songs as well that I listen to like over and over that makes me feel good. Like when I listen to Yemi Alade, I feel good, I feel happy because I mean, like, Yemi,
and like I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross never fails to make me happy, and I always get hyped too. But yeah, like it's those types of songs. I think it's just like the rhythm in a lot of songs is what makes me feel happiness, because like even like I Want to Be Your Lover by Prince, it's every time Every time I'm out here hype as fuck. Just stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay. Next question. Why? Like, no, actually, I'm rude as fuck. I really picked hard questions.
Bitch, I'm saying like,
Friends, be ready for season 2 because we're gonna ask them.
yeah, yeah.
But okay, if you were a CD, which one would you be and why?
Why are you asking me this? Like,
I'm asking you a question that I myself do not know the answer to.
so when you mean CD, like what do you mean with CD?
An album, bitch.
Okay, because I like CD. Um, for me, if I was a CD or an album, it would definitely have to be Unapologetic by Rihanna.
Okay, okay.
And why it would be Unapologetic by Rihanna is because I remember Rihanna specifically saying that this album represents freedom, being happy, being unapologetic for being you and just living your best life. And when she said that, I was like, wow, I'm really excited to hear the songs on this album if this is what it's going to represent. And I remember listening to it, I instantly felt it because again, Fresh Out the Runway comes from that album and it's the number one track list on that album. So songs like Lost in Paradise and No Love Allowed and Jump and Love Song and like all of those songs felt like they were for me. You know what I mean? Like all of those songs felt like they were for me. And when I listen to them, I don't, because you know, there are some songs when you listen to them, you're like, oh, this doesn't suit me. Like, I don't think this is for me. Like, I can't relate to what is going on in this song. But when I listen to Unapologetic by Rihanna and I listen to each song, which reminds me, I need to go listen to this album again.
Chardonnay said I need to revisit.
When I listened to the songs in this album, I was like, this is for me. Like, it is definitely unapologetic because it's letting you express how you feel, like in terms of like the lyrics and the emotion that she puts into the song and the melodies, like Lost in Paradise and No Love Allowed and Love Song. Like, hello.
He said all the tracks.
Those are songs. Yeah, no. That would definitely be the CD that I would be, Unapologetic by Rihanna, because again, things that I do or say, I try to be unapologetic for them because it's just me. I'm just being me and I'm just being real. And anyone who knows me, I just be me and I am real, you know? I mean, there are things that may be harsh to say, which I find a different way in approaching it, not to like make other people feel a certain type of way, but people know me like I'm unapologetic. So if I say sorry, then I know I'm wrong in doing something specifically, but I'm like, I'm just being me. So that would be my thing. That would be me as a CD, Unapologetic by Rihanna.
Okay.
What would you be?
I was actually between two completely different vibes of albums. But I decided to go for this one now. So I would say that a good album that's like descriptive of who I am as a person, more or less. No, maybe not who I am as a person, but who I am internally, is Mono by RM, which he calls a playlist, not a mixtape. Like if I haven't mentioned this enough times throughout the 17 episodes of the podcast, RM is from BTS. I feel like I've brought them up at least once every episode. And it's gonna be the same in season 2. So like so yeah, I think that Mono by RM is a pretty good album to associate me with. Not because I'm still like this, I just think it's like kind of similar to why he put it out in the first place, you know, because he wrote a lot of these songs when he was in this kind of like melancholic, questioning life type of thing. And I think I spent a big part of my 20s like that, just being like, what the fuck am I even doing? What does any of this shit mean? But I think that it's such a well curated album in terms of, you know, what song was put in the beginning and what song was put in the end. Lyrically, again, he's super gifted when it comes to his lyricism. he said a lot of things that I wouldn't have been able to put into words. So I think that's why. It's not necessarily because I'm a melancholic person. I'm susceptible to those feelings, but I'm not necessarily that type of a person. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the feeling it evokes is a feeling I'm very familiar with, or it's a feeling that I'm also not that scared of talking about or anything like that. I just think it put a lot of words to feelings I didn't know had words for, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why I would say if I were on an album, I'd be this album, because I think that once you look at the lyrics, you get a better understanding of why I think the way I do. But yeah.
Okay. So this is a fun question. Do you sing in the shower? And if so, what songs do you sing?
The real question is, who doesn't sing in the shower? Like, what do you do in the shower if you're not singing?
Yeah.
I mean, other than washing yourself, obviously, because that's the whole point of a shower. But like,
I reflect on everything, because when I text you, I'll be like, bitch, I just got out of the shower. This is what I thought,
Yeah.
So I feel like in the shower, when I'm showering and my mind is just thinking, it's like a creative process going on.
Yeah.
Right?
I like, for me, I'm not thinking ahead in the shower. I'm thinking of stuff that already happened. And I'm just like processing it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But one thing, though, that I do not do is shower in silence. That's not something that I do. If I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
So when I'm listening to a podcast, I'm not actually listening. I'm thinking. Generally, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, so I have to like rewind the whole episode. But when I'm singing in the shower, it's because I'm listening to music. And literally, what songs I'm singing, it can be anything.
Yeah.
Anything. There are days where I'm only listening to all these tracks in the shower. So I'm there singing fucking, what am I singing? Whitney Houston things in the shower, because that's the vibe I'm in. If it's a K-pop album, I'm singing those two badly, but I'm singing them.
Yeah. For me, it's not really songs. I think I would do like runs and riffs in the shower.
Yeah,
so I'd be like,
you do that, yeah.
Like the shower for no reason. And loudly,
because it's fun, and the shower, because it's like a closed ass room, you can hear the things nicely.
You can hear it nicely. No, I mainly do like runs and riffs in the shower, and I like experiment with runs and riffs. Like I'm like, let me try to make up a new thing, and I'll be like testing it out, because I'm like, the acoustics in the shower is just like in the studio, and I think it's even a bit better than the studio, because still with the studio you don't hear that reverb kind of effect that you hear in the shower, because the shower, the studio is very like flat, because there's so much sponge there to keep the sound isolated. But like in the shower, it's like it's already mixed and mastered, and you're hearing like
it's
the
clear
reverb.
as fuck.
Yeah, you're hearing like the reverb, and it sounds like it's compressed, and it sounds like you have like a little effect on your vocals. So I'd be doing my runs and riffs in the shower.
I have to be careful with what I listen to when I'm in the shower, because if it's too hype, I almost die every time.
What do you mean?
Because I slip and slide, bitch.
No, you need to stop that.
Listen, because I said I'm holding a whole concert. There's choreography. There's the whole thing. And I almost died.
Girl,
so I have to
first
of all, let me relax with my choice of music.
Yeah.
Because I literally have on SoundCloud, I literally have a playlist called Shower, but make it a concert.
It's crazy.
And that playlist is destructive. It's destructive. I do too much. I'm like, no, this is too hype. I need to shut this playlist down. So this one's also fun. Yes. If you could create your own festival lineup, who would be on it?
Okay, so if I could have created my own festival lineup, I think so this would not be in any particular order. I'm just gonna give the names, and so I would have Spice. So let's start off with the dance.
Let's go.
Let's start, because if I have a festival,
they said Spice as headliner.
I have exactly, and I'm gonna have like genre. So let's go with dancehall. I'll have Spice.
Mm-hmm.
And with the dancehall, I'll have Shensia.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have Chanel Muir, that's another dancehall
Mm-hmm.
artist. I'll have Aishana, that's another
Mm-hmm.
dancehall artist. And then I'll have Beanie Man, I'll have
Yeah.
Sean Paul.
Yeah.
And then who else? I'm not sure right now, but those are the ones that I would have for now. Okay, so that's pre-list. This is the pre-list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I would definitely want to have Nicki Minaj
Yeah.
there. I would definitely want to have Nicki there. I would like to have Megan there, Megan Thee
Yeah.
Stallion.
Yeah.
I would love to have Billie Eilish there.
He said Billy.
I would love to have Frank Ocean there. I would love to have Doja Cat there.
Definitely. 100%.
Doja needs to be there.
Yeah.
I would also like to have Tamar Braxton there. You know Tamar Braxton?
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to have Tamar.
I know the Braxton sisters.
Period. I would love to have Tamar there. I would love to have Money Long there. And yeah. Who else I would love to have? Okay, now let's do a little Afro. I would love to have Yemi Alade.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Angelique. Who else I would like to hear? Davido. Who else I would like to have there? Oh, it's
Burna
another
Boy.
Burna Boy. Let's talk about it. There is another one. I can't get the name right now. Anyway, but those are the people. Is it a lot? Is it too much?
No, because it can be a multi-day festival, bitch. Because like here, they have a festival where it's 3 days, but the 3 days cater to different genres. So
I was about to say,
yeah,
each
so
day
like
could
the
be a
first
different
day
genre.
is more for people that like bands and whatever. The second day is for hip hop and pop and stuff, and then the third day is like electronic music and EDM and shit. So, and then also there's festivals that have all the genres in one day. They're just at different stages.
Yeah. So, I would also like to have a soca section. So sorry, with my soca section, I would love to have Nadia Batson, Nyla Blackman, Patrice Roberts, Destra. Okay. I would love to have Marsha Montano. No, bitch, like that would be like the ultimate festival.
Sure,
like,
I said I'm going to all the days.
All the days, like all of these. Like I don't care. I'm there, and I'm wearing an outfit appropriate for each genre. So if it's dancehall, I'm dressing dancehall. If it's R&B, I'm dressing R&B. If it's soca, I'm definitely dressing soca. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if it's hip hop, I'm definitely dressing hip hop. That would be so fun, so cool. Like
yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
Yes,
definitely. Yeah. Okay, so let me do it the same way you did it, dividing it into vibes. Yeah. So for the R&B girls, R&B hip hop girls, definitely Doja.
Definitely.
Lizzo.
Definitely.
Megan.
Definitely.
Fucking who else have I been listening to a lot?
Oh wait, bitch, you know who I forgot?
Who?
How could I forget Coco Jones?
Coco. I'll bring her to mind for you.
Bring her. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Coco Jones. Let's go.
Yeah.
Doechii. Let's go. Not me being uninterested in throwing any boys into the mix. What is this?
But
I lied. Khalid. I would like Khalid to be there. He's actually coming here this summer to a festival.
Okay.
Earth Gang, I would love as well. Bitch, Epic High. Let's go. They played Coachella and like it looked lit as fuck. So yeah, sure. That's that
okay.
part. She said balanced or whatever.
Okay, give us something else.
I can't think of anybody else for that section.
Give us another genre.
The Afro beats things. Literally everybody mentioned. Burma,
yes.
Yemi, Davido, Wizkid, Angelique. Let's throw in Judge. Let's throw in fucking Nelson. Let's throw in Mikasa. Let's throw in what's face? Black Coffee. Let's throw in Asha. Definitely for sure. She's going in there. Then bands and stuff. 21 Pilots. They're really good performers. They're fun. Paramore. Really good performers. Fun. My Chemical Romance. Also really good performers. So fun. Incubus. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, all of those people, sure. This is like now a multi-day situation because there's no way this will safely happen on one day. but I could never organize a festival. So this is
Girl,
very, very hypothetical. You can tell by
headache,
the way I made a
headache,
mess out of everything.
headache. The question that I'm about to ask you right now, you've actually asked me this question,
I
but you've
have.
never got this question
Yeah.
to answer.
Yeah.
So, if you could pick a song to play every time you entered a room, what song would it be? So, I'm just gonna repeat my answer because you asked me this in a previous episode, and my answer was "Fresh Out the Runway," which is actually my happy song. But
Yeah.
now, what would be the song?
Something fun. Something fun that'll be like, well, why is this bitch so why is there so much pep in her step? Why is she having such a good day? Fuck her.
Yeah.
You know, one of those.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
She's like thinking and looking. I'm
Yeah,
looking
I
and
really
thinking.
am. I'm here like I'm clicking about. I'm like, I'm intrigued by my own possibilities here. Let me go see on my Spotify. What did I listen to recently? You know what song I feel like should play every time I enter a room or something? Just like my walking theme song, like just because I feel like it would be cool. Like it probably does. It like doesn't even make sense with my person. I just think it would be cool. Just Do It by Chloe and Halle.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know why. I just feel like entering a room with that music playing in the background is just vibes. You know, like it just sets the tone for the night. Like we're here to have a good time. Period. Let's go. So yeah, but it would probably change depending on the occasion.
That too.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
But that's
that. Okay. So
season
guys,
finale.
This is our final episode, season finale. Kiki and I decided to do our podcast in seasons, which would be much more convenient
and sustainable
for us and you guys as well, because we can't constantly keep giving you guys content on and on and on without any refreshments, you know, in terms of like new ideas and exciting things. So this is our final episode. We'll be back very soon. We're not gonna tell you when we're gonna be back, but you just gotta keep out.
Because we might fumble that deadline. Knowing us,
listen,
we're not going to, because we've already started planning things, but we're just not gonna say when until it's closer to the day.
And we've officially confirmed in terms of having all of the content ready to go. Then we're gonna say when we're gonna be back. But yeah, guys, this is our final episode. I hope you guys enjoyed all of our 17 episodes that we have uploaded. And if you have missed one, if you're now just catching us in an episode, go watch all of them that you missed. Go and watch it all. You'll definitely learn some things about the music industry, and you also laugh a lot with some opinions that we have on certain things. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or if there are any specific topics you want us to talk about in season 2.
Exactly.
And if you're listening to us on Anchor and Spotify, please don't forget to follow our podcast and rate us. And on Anchor, leave a comment or leave a question, or let us know what you want to hear for season 2. Anything, ask us anything, tell us the things. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on TikTok and follow us on Instagram at Don't Touch My Music Pod. Right now we're active only on Instagram. For season 2, I believe we'll be active on TikTok, but there are no promises.
Because TikTok,
yeah,
as we said last episode, TikTok is maintenance and a half.
Yeah, so this is our season finale.
As we said in Monday's episode, we'll be keeping the Instagram active. We'll be posting the bloopers that were on Instagram over here on YouTube as YouTube Shorts. Yeah. So if you've only ever listened to / watched the podcast on YouTube, then you can look forward to that as well. But yeah, guys, see you on season 2.
See you on season 2. Oh my God, I'm so excited for season 2.
Me too. I feel like it's going to be fun.
And Kiki said, see you on season 2, because we will definitely be seeing you, because in season 2, we'll definitely have some of our friends on here and people who listen to the podcast on here.
Exactly.
So we're going to definitely see you, and it's going to be more interesting. We're going to be giving you what plans. You want to hear and all of those things. So, yeah.
Okay.
Bye. See you guys on season 2.
Okay, bye.